I'm Dan. I've been gone a long while, and the majority of that time I had no access to a TV with cable. So I have no idea what's going on in sports. But when I left at the end of July, the Cubs were leading the NL Central. And now, the Cubs are still leading the Central. So I didn't miss anything. Christian Yelich tied for the league lead in home runs. Despite having just one in his last 12 first inning, Yelich Gonich. His league leading 37th. Gives him a nuker ride. 1-0 Brewers. Jason Hayward leading off for the Cubs. Oh my. First pitch deep, his second leadoff home run of the series ties the game. In his next at bat, Hayward with a man on and puts it into right. Run comes in to score in his fourth triple of the season. Hayward 3 RBI in the game as the Cubbies complete the sweep.
Cardinals and A's and Adam Wainwright, the road hasn't been kind to him this season. His ERA almost 5 runs worse away than at home. In a jam in the third with 2 on and no out, but he works his way out of it. Strikes up the side to get out of the inning. He had 7 Ks over 5 1/3. It's now 1-0 Cardinals, bottom 4. Wainwright again in some trouble after beating 2 batters. This time he's not going to get out of it. Dustin Garneau with a double. Both runners would score. That gives the A's the lead. Then in the 6th, Wainwright serves it up in the sweet spot. And Jurickson Profar is not going to miss that one. Solo shot gives him 15. Wainwright falls to 2-6 on the road this year as the A's sweep the season series.
White Sox and Phillies. Drew Smyly, his first 2 starts for Philly, he's only given up 1 run.
A very surprising move.
Top 2, White Sox have the bases loaded.
That ball's hit in the air, deep left center field, way back there, and a grand slam, Leury Garcia. A big rip here in the second inning and a 5-0 lead.
Smyly gave up 505 innings of work. Top 8, Eloy Jimenez.
No, Parker.
2 on,
First day.
ball gone. Jimenez went in hitting just a .143 since returning from the DL, his 18th homer of the year. Chicago takes the rubber match as the Phillies are now 6-15 since the All-Star break.
And that brings us to our updated NL Central as well as the wild card standings. The Cubs' victory coupled with the Cardinals' loss sees them move a game and a half clear of St. Louis atop the division, while Washington and Philly tied for the final wild card spot. But there are 4 other teams within 3 games of them. It has become increasingly difficult to just stick to sports after witnessing yet another weekend of violence south of the border. Athletes have used their platforms for political reasons in the past, and we saw another example of that Sunday in the MLS. Playing in the U.S. Capitol against DC United in a nationally televised game, Philadelphia Union captain Alejandro Bedoya used that moment to send a message to Congress. In the 3rd minute, Bedoya scores. And after celebrating with his team, he heads to the field mic and would deliver this statement.
The captain comes up with a very big goal.
Hey, Congress, do something now. End gun violence. Let's go.
Hey, Congress, do something now. End gun violence. Let's go. And after the match, this is what he had to say about his statement.
For me, to see that again happen this morning about another incident, 2 days, whatever, 30 people dead or something?
Yeah.
It's absurd, man. I mean, I'm not going to sit idly and watch this stuff happen and not say something. Before I'm an athlete, before I'm a soccer player, I'm a human being first. This stuff affects me. I got kids. I mean, I can't be the only one here that, all you guys, I'm sure, feel the same way in this day and age in our society. I'm dropping my kids off at school and I'm looking around, thinking about exit strategy about, when I'm at the mall, when I'm at a movie theater, when I'm at a concert, at a festival down the street, or at big gatherings, something's got to be done. It's gotten to the point where we've almost become numb to it, and that's a big problem.
I'm on Alejandra's team in support of his comments on gun control. Again, 250 shootings this year. I'm on his side, so it's outrageous. Things need to change in this country for sure, and I'll support anyone who speaks their mind and is intelligent and informed on it every time. So that's what Alejandro is. He's passionate, he cares, and again, it's a real issue in our country now that needs change. And again, a lot of people will tell me now and will tell Ali to shut up and stick to sports and all the stupid lines that come up, but it's crazy. It's crazy in our country right now, and I think it needs to change as well.
Some strong words there. We're just getting started on the show. Tom Brady, contract extension. We've got the details after the break.
Angels-Indians All-Star Game MVP Shane Bieber getting the start. He hadn't issued a 10-2 beforehand. He tweeted out this image Saturday of his Topps baseball card, referring to him as Justin on the back.
Oh, no.
Led to a cute exchange on Twitter. See, Twitter can sometimes be fun. Top 4, Bieber gets Mike Trout swinging at a high fastball. 6th in the AL and strikeouts entering the day. Top 6, Carlos Santana. Boots it. Jason Kipnis placed the carom. Bieber there to cover. Bieber seeking a Major League best 3rd complete game. He freezes Shohei Ohtani in the 9th. The last of his 8 Ks. He allowed just 5 hits, 2 runs. Bieber goes the distance. Cleveland wins. And post-game, the actual Biebs quote tweeted the image saying, "I feel like we have a special connection."
So do lots of teeny bopper girls, right? Royals and Twins. Nelson Cruz has been on an absolute tear in his last 11 games. Not a good day on Sunday. Grounds out to 3rd. He finished 0 for 3 with a walk. It's his first hitless game in 4 outings. Bottom half of the 6th, it's the Royals showing off their defense. Man on, Eddie Rosario. But look at Jorge Soler up to the challenge. Diving grab. Kansas City ranks 4th in the majors in fielding percentage. Then in the 9th, it's the Twins now with some defense of their own. Whit Merrifield hits it right to Jake Cave. And that ends the game. The Twins rank 6th in the majors in putouts. And we see why as they win 3-0. AL Central wild card standings. The Red Hot Indians remain within striking distance of the Twins for top spot in the division. They also currently hold the top wild card spot. As for the defending champs, the Red Sox, they've now lost 8 in a row and are 6.5 games back of that final wild card spot.
All right, let's head over to the lounge.
I was trying to stretch it out as long as possible, so.
Can I just point out something?
It's a lot closer than I thought.
Did you call Justin Bieber fans teeny boppers?
Some of them are.
That's like the 50s. That's a 50s term.
Well, sometimes my brain doesn't work as well as it should, okay?
Nice
I feel like all day you're going to try and get me back with a zinger off the top.
No. Under 20.
Okay, so I thought with the first one, I just would try not to fall because that was my fear. I'm going after Tessa Bonhomme in that record.
Yeah. She's fair game. She's out of the country.
She is.
What was her walkover clock? Dykens dollar deals.
I like it.
Okay.
So, Dan, I heard you were away for a little bit.
That's right.
Here are just a couple of the things you missed out while you were doing whatever you were doing.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard has made his decision, and it is the LA Clippers.
It is not the news Canada likely was hoping for.
The #1 priority was to sign Mitch Marner by July 1st, but it's still not done.
The Blue Jays have traded Marcus Stroman to the New York Mets.
The Blue Jays have dealt Aaron Sanchez and Joe Biagini to the Astros.
So nothing happened outside of Toronto.
No, and nothing good apparently happened in Toronto. Do you remember your last show, like the exact date?
I think it was June 25th.
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
It's been 5 long weeks. Yeah. And apparently you were completely in the dark when it came to what was going on in the world of sports.
That's right, literally. I just listened to Tom Cochran's Life is a Highway on repeat the entire time, and I did not listen to the, who's the other one?
Flats.
Oh, Rascal Flats.
Yeah, we got
garbage.
It. Yeah, okay. Well, it's the perfect scenario for a game of real or fake summer headlines.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay.
Headline number 1. Phillies file lawsuit to prevent Fanatic from hitting free agency. Real or fake?
Yeah, they're suing him. This is real.
This is real. Ding. Do we have a ding? Oh, no, we got that. I can ding. Ding. Next headline. I feel like we got these. Kyle Dubas says Mitch Marner's contract talks are going very well.
Okay, I saw your friend Tessa and our mutual friend talking to Dubas, and he said nothing is going on in talks. So I'm going to say no.
Ding. 2 for 2.
All right.
Yeah, right. You weren't paying attention. Fan poll says Steam frontrunner for Seattle NHL franchise name. Real or fake?
So they'd be the Steamers? I'm going to say fake.
Ding!
Yes! Wow.
We need a hard one here. Peyton Manning throws football from skyscraper. Real or fake, Dan?
I saw that on an Instagram clip. That's real.
Thought you said you weren't paying attention.
I wasn't.
All right. Next. Flames could be playing in a new arena by 2024. Is this real? Is this fake?
That is very real. And that was my favorite news in the world of sports that I actually messaged people about.
I've never met producer Tim. I thought this would be the day, but no. Producer
it's like
Tim.
Pokeroo to you.
It's right. Producer Tim stays at home for vacation, has many regrets.
Yeah, it's very true because we're in the Bone Zone this week with G-Bone as our producer. Tim is not here, so that.
The Bone Zone.
Yeah.
That's another apology to my mother. That's the only one you got wrong.
Yeah.
I guess it was a little wishful thinking, maybe.
Guess how many times I heard from Tim on my vacation.
Right. Real or fake summer headlines dominated by Mr. O'Toole.
All right, I think I did pretty good.
You did. You did.
You try to stay out of the loop, but it just sucks you back in.
The loop just finds you, right?
That's right. Tom Brady and the Patriots, they've reportedly agreed to a 2-year contract extension that's going to pay him $23 million this season, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Brady was set to make $15 million this year, a new contract, which runs through the 2021 season. It's going to make him the 6th. That's crazy. He's only the 6th highest paid quarterback in the league. Brady turned 42 on Saturday, set to become an unrestricted free agent after the 2019 season, but you know he will retire as a Patriot. They're warranted.
Do you think?
Warranted?
Yeah. No, that's right. That won't be on You Blew It. You got it.
Okay.
Do you think he signs another deal? Like, is this the last one? Like, is he going to play until he's 50?
I don't know. He's got so much money. Does he not like being at home?
Guess not. How many kids does he have? Maybe that's the answer.
He has 2. I know that.
At least, right?
Hound Dog?
Oh.
Hound Dog's going to find that out.
Okay.
Oh, he's got 3. 3 kids.
3 kids. Yeah, he's going to play until he's 50. Sticking with the NFL, Jordy Nelson has agreed to a 1-day contract with Green Bay and will retire as a Packer. He's retiring as a 34-year-old. Played for the Packers for 10 years, but was cut after the 17th season. Played for the Raiders last year. Need a reminder about that. During his Packers tenure, Nelson finished 3rd in team history in receptions, 5th in receiving yards, and 2nd in touchdowns. We were talking about all the numbers with Tom Brady. We're going to avoid all the numbers there because there were a lot of them.
Yeah. Do we know the name of Brady's kids?
I know Benjamin's one of them. Benjamin Brady. Because that was one with... I know way too much about Tom Brady, apparently.
Vivian, Benjamin, John.
Yeah. That's
Brady,
it, eh?
your kids want to see it. Retire.
They like the money, though.
Yes.
Coming up, revenge was served for Kyle Busch at Watkins Glen. Details next. Mets and Pirates. New York has won 8 of 9 to pull within 4 games of the final NL wildcard spot heading into Sunday. Already 1-0 in the first, and they were teeing off on the Pirates. 449 feet, J.D. Davis. Where does this ball end up? 4th level deck. Longest home run of his career. 3-0 Mets your score. Now, Noah Syndergaard pitching for the first time since the trade deadline and checking Twitter. Yep, still here in New York. He's almost as sarcastic as we are. After a season high 11 Ks in his last start, he was dialed in again. Jacob Stallings, take a seat. Thor gave up just 1 earned run over 7 innings as the Mets win for the 9th time now in 10 games.
Marlins Rays. This is NXT wrestler Matt Riddle throwing at the ceremonial first pitch. and he attacks the Rays mascot, Raymond. The body slam, he gets the 3 count. StatCast saying he traveled 31.4 feet per second. Sad to report that Raymond is now dead. 3-1 Rays in the 6th, runners on the corners. Marlins attempt the double steal. Willy Adames goes home to get Miguel Rojas to end the threat. Jesus Aguilar, acquired from the Brewers Wednesday. Starting at home for the first time in the 8th. Rest in peace, Raymond. Rest in peace. Aguilar's 9th home run of the season, first with the Rays, as the Rays win their 6th straight. Hi, I'm Dan. I've been gone a while, a long while, and the majority of that time I had no access to a TV with cable, so I have no idea what's going on in sports. But when I left at the end of June, Kyle Busch was a bit of a, how do you say, a donkey. That's who Kyle Busch is. And now, Kyle Busch remains a donkey. I love it, though. He's awesome. NASCAR Go Bowling from Watkins Glen. Busch in the number 18, starting 3rd. 34-year-old finds trouble in turn 1 as he clips Waylon Byron. Causes him to spin out. Byron recovered and it went looking for payback. After stage 1 was completed, Busch, having made up the distance, catches up to Byron, bumps the back of the 24 car, forces him into the grass. Byron, he returns, drives right into the back of Busch's car. But the problem is he ends up doing more damage to the front of his own car. Byron's crew chief had some advice for his driver.
Okay, I'd finish it off. Okay, so sit around, And if I see that 18 come back around here without you knocking the of them, we're going to have a problem.
That was checking out.
Kyle Busch's pit crew had to use some tape to fix up his car. More bumping, different driver though. Busch bumps into Bubba Wallace on the front stretch. Wallace wants revenge, clips the back of Busch's car, sends him spinning. Bubba on the incident. I'm going to get my respect on the track, and I don't care who it is. That's for when guys fail to think about the young guys, I guess. Or with me, I won't put up with any of that, so I got him back. And that's what happens when you get run over. You just pay him back. I won't be like, oh, it's Kyle Busch. He didn't mean to.
Expletive.
Expletive him. Final lap. After winning stages 1 and 2, Chase Elliott crosses the finish line, led 80 of 90 laps. Elliott just the 5th driver to win back-to-back races at the Glen. Oh, we have a standings board I was not prepared for. Let's see what's going on here. With only 4 races remaining until the playoffs, Chase Elliott becomes the 6th driver with multiple wins this season. This was his first top 10 finish in 7 races.
And now, this day in Dan and Laura history. This has been This Day in Dan and Laura history.
Yeah. It was a good day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our first show ever together. That's.
It is.
I would put
perhaps our last.
Is that Ernie Witt?
It was, yeah. Pan Am Baseball gold medal game. Canada looking to win gold for the 3rd straight time, taking on Puerto Rico, who would get on the board first. Now that's a celebration on second. 2-0 in the 6th, and it's the former Jays draft pick Connor Panis cutting into that lead. Canada down 2-1, but in the bottom half, Brahim Maldonado cranks one. Canada would settle for silver as Puerto Rico wins gold on home soil.
WNBA, Liberty taking on Connecticut. Kia Nurse. And won. Her only points of the first half. Liberty down 15 at the break. 3rd quarter. Nurse powers through the contact for another tough and 1. Nurse 3rd in the WNBA in free throw attempts per game. After the Sun went on a 10-0 run, Nurse drains 3. She finished with the 11 points. Liberty lose 94-79.
The mystery is solved. Sorry, magic of TV. Week 8 in the CFL was filled with exciting finishes, including a last-second comeback by the Argos. They finally got their first win of the season, and thanks to their victory in the Battle of Alberta, the Stamps are now tied atop the West with the suddenly vulnerable Bombers.
Grab your favorite snack because we have the best and worst from the world of sports Sunday. It's the Jannies, and they're next.
Nick Kyrgios experienced a wide range of emotions in that semifinal at the City Open, which is nothing new. He was angry, he was helpful, he was cocky, and he was finally happy because in the end, the 24-year-old won the match, so maybe the antics are working for him. Kyrgios himself said he's competing at his highest level, that this was one of the best tournament weeks of his life. And what better way to cap it off than with his second ATP Tour title of the season. He was taking on world number 10, Daniil Medvedev. First set would need a tie break. Medvedev at the net and Kyrgios right down the line to bring up set point. He would win the tiebreaker, but needed some attention on his back afterwards. A little rub down, if you will. Second set now, Medvedev tries the drop shot, but the Aussie going between the legs. Medvedev tweaks his own, but it is out as Kyrgios takes the point. We're going back to match point in that semifinal. Kyrgios asked for a fan's advice on where to put the serve. He didn't get the ace, but he did win the match off of that serve. So now a championship point on the line on Sunday. Again, he's asking for some advice. It worked so well the last time. And it's Kyrgios now serving for the match. And there's your ace to win the tournament. He might do this every time. Afterwards, yep, she deserves a hug. All thanks to her. Kyrgios now 5-1 against top 10 players this season as he does get his second title of the year.
PGA Tour regular season finale. Final round of the Wyndham Championship from North Carolina. Top Canadian Mackenzie Hughes began the day 5 shots back. On 9, sticks his approach to 8 feet, converted one of his 5 birdies, finished in a tie for 22nd. The leader into Sunday, Ben On, looking for his first career PGA Tour win in his 94th start. 34-footer for birdie on 3. And yes, guy, used with permission. It's 3 under on the front 9 to lead at the turn. JT Poston, also in search of his first career PGA victory. Started the day 3 shots back. His approach on 8. A dart for his 3rd birdie. Approach on 13. Poston yet to make a bogey for the entire tournament. Finished with the clubhouse lead after a final round 62. Ben On needing to par out on fate on 18 to force a playoff. He needed a birdie, not par. Can't get it to fall. Poston, a native of North Carolina, becomes the first person since 1974 to win a PGA event without a bogey or worse, picks up $1.1 million. And look at this. A record 5 Canadians have made it to the FedEx Cup playoffs, which begin this coming week at the Northern Trust in Jersey. Those players are Corey Connors, Adam Hadwin, Roger Sloan, Mackenzie Hughes, and Nick Taylor. The Jannies, it's a collection of good plays, bad plays. Laura, I think you're going to enjoy them. FA Community Shield, Liverpool, Man City, second half stoppage time. Mo Salah heads his rebound towards a wide open net. Kyle Wacky. Kyle Wacky. Wow. Clears it off the goal line. Man City, won it in penalties.
Next up, Tigers Rangers. Elvis Andrus fouls it back. Does the fan have a beer? Does he have a baby? No, he has a helmet full of nacho cheese. The poor guy in front of him is now covered in nacho cheese.
That could be, well, actually, no, the nacho cheese at games is not scalding hot, so I think you're fine. NFL training camp, Chargers around. In a joint practice, Keenan Allen, nice double move, then lays out for the diving catch. Listen to that crowd.
Yes, sir.
United States Professional Baseball League, Utica Unicorns. Coley Curry, home run robbery. The Utica Unicorns, I bet you they sell a lot of merch, though.
Intimidating, those unicorns. Last Last but not least, the International Champions Cup, Tottenham, Inter Milan. After the ball goes out of play, Delbert inadvertently kicks the ball into the face of one Kyle Walker-Peters. It says that's using your face, but I feel like you've got to do that instead because that's using your face. Isn't that one of your lines?
I had two more Jannies, but supposedly G-Bone, our producer, told me they were dropped. Jury's out on that.
I've got them crossed out.
Okay.
Nobody likes to know it all.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll never know what those Jannies were.
But we do have the highlight of the night coming up next.
Laura, on the show, you're here all week. We do a segment called You Blew It.
I've been waiting for this. Tell me I made it.
You pointed this out to me after we finished it. I said I left at the end of June in my Cubs intro.
No, you said end of July.
I said I left at the end of July for vacation, not June. And then someone else pointed on Twitter.
Is there a you blew it?
Yeah, like that gets too deep.
Right.
I blew it during the chat block. My last show was June 27th, not the 25th. And in the Puerto Rico pack, you said Puerto Rico won on home soil.
Yes, I made it.
They played the games in Peru.
Oh.
But you kind of got sewered on that one.
It's a good thing I took geography in university.
Yeah. So it's going to be a fun week.
Is it?
Are you going to show up tomorrow?
I will.
You will be back.
Are you? That's the question.
Of course.
Contractually obligated.
Yeah.
That high.
Who lowered my... Oh, yeah, I guess people were sitting in this chair.